You tell me, why would I mess up my life like this to get into stocks? I lost 27,728 yuan this morning alone, and now my total losses are at 181,617 yuan. The whole market's in the red again today, just a sea of green stocks. One of my stocks went up over 6 points yesterday, but today it dropped more than 5. Whatever I earned yesterday, it's all gone now. Why am I even playing this game? I have mood swings, and life feels overwhelming. I even had a big fight with my parents yesterday because they said I wasn't ambitious enough. My girlfriend broke up with me too. Everything's a mess right now. I don't know when I'll ever break even. And this constant rise and fall is messy with my head. I'm just a chive ready to be harvested. I don't even care anymore. I'm planning to hold on to this stock for 2 years, even if it hits the bottom. I'm just laying down accepting it.
On October 15th, China's A-shares showed slight fluctuations in the morning, but unexpectedly, all major indices plunged in the afternoon. The Shanghai Composite barely held above 3,200 points, with a drop of 2.53%. Nearly 4,500 stocks fell, once again leading the world in losses. Online, stock investors were in despair, regretting falling into the stock market trap after being lured in by so-called experts. Not only did they not make money, but they ended up losing all their hard-earned savings. Has the market gone crazy today? In just 2 hours this morning, it jumped up and down 3 times like a monkey. I've got 8 stocks in total, and only one hit the limit up, and I sold it too early. I'm so mad. Can you understand how I felt today? All morning, I was feeling so proud of myself, thinking I was so smart. But guess what? The reality didn't match my dream of skyrocketing profits at all. I was still comforting myself, telling myself it's okay, it'll bounce back, no big deal, I can handle it. But by 2 p.m., I couldn't even fake a smile anymore. I was done. I couldn't handle it. What's going on? Why won't the market just close already? Do they have to torture me like this? This isn't a stock chart, it's my heart monitor. And now my heart's dead. Guys, I lost another 40,000 yuan today. Why did I even think that trading stocks was a good idea? Every time I think I can win, I end up getting hurt again. Now I'm losing more and more, and getting further from breaking even. What am I supposed to do? It was fine this morning, but by afternoon, everything tanked again. Another day covered in green. It seems like my dreams are slipping further away. I'm not even going to check my account. Just seeing all this green is painful enough. It's worth mentioning that on the afternoon of October 15th, a sudden plunge in China's A-shares led to jokes that it was caused by North Korea firing artillery shells at South Korea. Real-time update. Number of South Korean planes shot down, 0. South Korean ships sunk, 0. South Korean soldiers injured, 0. But they somehow managed to knock down 4,482 Chinese A-shares companies, including me, as a financial victim. How does that make any sense? On October 15th, tensions between North and South Korea suddenly escalated. By noon, North Korea had blown up parts of the roads connecting the two countries at the military demarcation line. In response, South Korean forces fired warning shots. There were no casualties on either side. Meanwhile, both nations were sending more troops to the border areas. Despite this conflict, South Korea's stock market actually rose slightly by 0.38%. But for some mysterious reason, China's stock market took a huge hit. People were left wondering, how come the war between North and South Korea didn't affect South Korea's market, but somehow China's stocks took the blow?
我的个妈，下午睡了一觉就绿成这样啊！
Oh my gosh, I just took a nap in the afternoon. Now everything's in the red. Things are going smoothly in the morning, but by the afternoon, everything started diving. Are our A-share investors made of glass? Could it really be because of that one piece of news? I can't believe it. The people actually involved are in the green, but we're deep in the red. Are people just too sensitive?
你说这是不是玻璃心？
I really don't get today's market. The international markets are all rising, so why are we still falling? You could say it's because of the situation between North Korea and South Korea, but even their markets are going up. So why are we dropping so much? Just look at how fast these stocks are plummeting today.
Some investors are even saying that this is all part of a U.S. conspiracy aimed at crashing China's A-share market.
A shares are making it clear that this bull market is over, and in the end, it's the retail investors who are left to clean up the mess. Tomorrow, I'm going to lose even more. At this rate, I'm done for. All the stocks I bought to make up for the losses are completely trapped. Dreams are always nice, but unfortunately, they're just daydreams. Things haven't been stable lately, have they? Look at the news. Some conflict on the Korean peninsula? North Korea stirs up trouble, affecting the Hong Kong market. Then Hong Kong affects A shares. This kind of shady business is America's specialty. My situation now is that I'm holding on to my losses, unable to sell anything, with everything locked up. I'll have to find a way to raise more money.
In China, it's common to blame the US for everything bad that happens. You can see how this logic makes sense to some people. As the stock market continues to fall, some investors may even start blaming the US for it. After all, a lot of Chinese nationalists already hate the US, and the CCP likes that. Plus, criticizing the US online won't get you censored, and it even brings in traffic, so why not do it? Some analysts point out that the stock market plunge on the 15th wasn't just linked to the tensions on the Korean peninsula, but also to the economic data released the night before.
This sudden drop in the afternoon seems to have two causes. First, the North Korean peninsula situation escalated, which increased uncertainty and made people seek safer investments. Second, the social financial data from January to September, released last night, shows a decline. Social financing refers to the debts of individuals, companies, and local governments. A reluctance to take on debts suggests pessimism about the economic outlook. The current situation is really tough on new investors. Since they entered the market on the 8th, they haven't had a single peaceful day.
Recently, the CCP rushed to introduce a series of economic stimulus measures to try and pull the sinking Chinese economy out of trouble. On October 12th, the Ministry of Finance held a press conference where China's Finance Minister Lan Fo-an announced plans to issue special bonds to help large state-owned banks bolster their capital. However, he didn't provide specifics on the scale or timing of these bonds, which disappointed the market. According to a report by Cai Xin, China plans to issue 6 trillion yuan worth of long-term special bonds over the next 3 years as part of its fiscal stimulus efforts to boost economic recovery. Part of the funds will help local governments address their debts that are not on the balance sheet. This means that China will issue an average of 2 trillion yuan in bonds per year, but this scale wasn't enough to boost investor confidence, as both Chinese and Hong Kong stock markets took a heavy hit on the 15th. The yuan also depreciated by 0.5% against the US dollar, reaching 7.13, the lowest level in nearly a month. Some so-called experts are still saying that the stimulus measures haven't yet impacted financial data, which is why the stock market is falling. But investors don't have the patience to wait. By the time these measures show up in the market, most investors will have already lost everything.
看不懂，现在这个行情
I don't get it. This market is just too unpredictable. Yesterday, they told us about this series of new measures, and today they're saying it hasn't affected the financial data. Seriously? I made 3,000 yesterday and lost 20,000 today. Come on, it's not even Singles Day or Thursday. It's only Tuesday, and I've only spent this much. There are still 3 more days left. Just before the National Day holiday on October 1st, the CCP introduced policies like cutting bank interest rates and other market-saving measures, which got hyped up by big influencers on social media, drawing many young people into borrowing money to trade stocks. But when A shares reopened on October 8th after the holiday, the market opened almost at the limit up, only to surge and then fall sharply, wiping out nearly half of the gains. Many young investors were left trapped in the market that day. On October 13th, the news of a young man losing 320,000 yuan in 4 days of trading trended and sparked heated discussions. According to media reports, Yang, a programmer in his 30s, said that after entering the market on October 8th, he made a profit on the first day, but on the second day, he lost more than 70,000 yuan, and on the third day, the market plunged, causing a loss of 310,000 yuan. On the fourth day, he recovered 18,000. But over the course of 4 days, he ended up losing 320,000 yuan in total, which is almost 45,000 US dollars. He had bought stocks before. He heard the stock market could make money during this period, so he bought heavily on the first day of work after the holiday. He explained in a video on the platform Xiaohongshu.
大家好，我是 A 股4天亏32万程序员本人。
I'm that programmer who lost 320,000 yuan in 4 days trading A shares. Man, it feels like my entire capital has been sniped. Every morning my stocks drop to -7, then bounce back to +10 or more. It's the same every day, and people are saying I'm now the poster boy for retail investor losses. They say I'm learning how to cut my losses, and everyone's following my lead, but they all seem to be cutting losses at -7. It's like the big players are purposely driving the prices down at the opening just to force me out.
On October 15th, with the market plunge, he lost another 60,000 yuan.
This morning I saw the market open low, and my stock had already dropped 10 points. Didn't I just say the other day that I was going to study and learn how to cut losses? People say that at -7, you need to cut your losses, so I quickly sold off. Turns out I was right, because not long after, it dropped to -16. Then, in the afternoon, the sector rallied, shooting up to +15. I thought it was going to hit the limit and break its all-time high, so I bought in again. But at the close, it plunged again.
There are so many new investors like this blindly jumping into the market. Recently, another story went viral about a young man who lost 2 months' worth of salary in 4 days. According to reports, the young man named Zheng said in an interview, "I've been trading stocks for 4 days, and I haven't earned a single penny. Instead, I've lost 23%. In just 4 days, I've lost over 10,000 yuan, which is about 2 months of my salary." Zheng explained that his dad has been trading stocks since 2007, but it seems like he hasn't made much money either, which seems to be a common situation for older investors. He said that before and after the National Day holiday, there were many videos online teaching new investors how to open accounts, analyze the market, and even flaunt their investment returns. Caught up in the excitement, Zheng, who had just started working, scraped together 50,000 yuan and jumped into the stock market. During the first week after the holiday, instead of earning several months' worth of salary as he hoped, he ended up losing 2 months' pay. This left him feeling a huge sense of disappointment. He said that anyone who rushed to open an account this time is probably taking a serious hit. Seasoned investors revealed that around this year's National Day holiday, the wild fluctuations in A-shares caused many new investors who entered the market blindly to suffer losses. It wasn't just new investors either. This bizarre market has also caused a lot of seasoned investors to lose money. Right now, 90% of investors in China are losing money. I'm the so-called stock goddess who is worth 1,000,000 yuan, but I've been losing money lately. I'm 60% invested in the market. I just want to know, is there still a bull market or not? Every time the market goes up a bit, people say the bull is still there. When it drops, they say it's gone. So which is it? Since the holiday, I've been losing money. My losses after the holiday are the biggest losses I've experienced in all my time trading stocks. 7,000 here, 7,000 there, and sometimes 2,000 or 3,000, just like that. What do I do, guys? I've already lost 380,000 yuan this month. Of the 400,000 yuan I put in, only 20,000 is left. What kind of situation is this? The least I made in one day in October was 330 yuan, and the most I lost in one day was over 100,000 yuan. I should never have increased my position. The moment I added to my position, I was destined to fail. The stupid thing. The more I look at it, the angrier I get. Ugh. Fellow investors, I ask sincerely, have any of you made money in this bull market? Honestly, at the end of September, I had a few days of glory, making almost 300,000 yuan. But as of today, not only is that profit gone, but I have to start all over again. My feelings are so mixed. Back then, I was so ambitious, thinking 200,000 or 300,000 wasn't even that much. Now I've lost all my capital. I regret it. This is the 4th night in a row that I can't sleep. I really think my actions were ridiculous. Wasn't it supposed to be that as long as you bought in after the holiday, you'd make a fortune? I was just doing what everyone said. What's wrong with wanting to make a little money? At first, I thought my actions were just a joke, jumping in without understanding anything. Now it's worse. The whole internet is watching me make a fool of myself. I'm sobbing my heart out, and you're laughing in the comments. I don't even understand what's happening, and my money is gone. Isn't that miserable enough? Can't I cry about it? Luckily, my husband and family don't seem to know yet. No one's asked me anything. These new investors who just stepped into the stock market mostly used their hard-earned savings, money they had saved by living frugally. Little did they know that they were being lured into the stock market by the government and those big influencers who hyped up this artificial bull market. Unfortunately, this turned out to be the shortest bull market in history, and before they could even realize what was happening, the new investors had lost all their capital.
史上最短的牛市。
The shortest bull market in history, huh? Let me explain it in simple terms. This round of the stock market didn't even need manipulation. Right before the holiday, they just pushed up the market, and social media went all out promoting it. They gave investors, or should I say chives, 7 days to scrape together money. Then, in just 2 days, they took it all. Isn't that amazing? Are you surprised?
炒股2天，我亏了10年的生活费。
I've lost 10 years worth of living expenses. Yesterday, I lost 60,000 yuan. That's 5 years of my expenses. Today, I'm wiped out again. I've been living frugally every day. My rent and living costs don't even reach 1,000 yuan a month. Let me show you what I eat. I can't even afford noodles with eggs, just cooking 100 grams at a time, which costs only 0.4 yuan. The garlic adds another 0.1 yuan, and this jar of pickled radish is 6.5 yuan. But I stretched it to last 20 meals, so it's only 0.3 yuan per meal. With soy sauce, salt, and gas, my total meal cost doesn't even hit 1 yuan. I can't even afford to eat hot dry noodles, all because I want to save money. But just in 2 days, I lost 10 years worth of living expenses. I've been in the market for only 2 days, and I'm already a freshly grown chive ready for harvest. Honestly, the economic situation is so bad, it's not easy for someone born in the 2000s to make money. I thought the country was giving us free money, but it turns out it was just tricking us into the market to be the base for the older chives.
In the end, this younger investor couldn't handle the stock market anymore and completely exited on October 14th.
Guys, I'm out for good. From last Tuesday to this Monday, in less than a week, I've lost 139,937 yuan. Years worth of living expenses. I admit it, you got me. All the hype was aimed at swindling me for my measly savings. I'm done, and there won't be a next time. After losing this much, I should at least learn something from it.
This woman worked hard delivering food to make some money, and influenced by others, hoped to strike it rich in the stock market, but she ended up losing everything.
完了完了，天塌了，兄弟们！
It's over. It's all over. My friend makes 3,000 yuan trading stocks in 1 day, but I managed to lose 9,000 in 1 day. An entire month of delivering food. Gone. I should be resting at this time, but here I am, still working. Many people entered the stock market influenced by colleagues or friends, and when the market plunged, things got awkward among them. My colleague didn't come upstairs to clock in for work this morning. Someone saw him sitting in his chair downstairs for a long time, just staring blankly. It's unclear if he came super early or never even went home yesterday. People tried messaging him, but he left them on red. He dragged a few colleagues into the market with him, but they weren't as confident as him. They followed his lead but didn't put everything in, though even their small losses hurt. Now the office atmosphere is just weird. I want to ask everyone, how many of you earn money by scraping bit by bit, negotiating for a few cents here and there when buying groceries, and yet, because we trusted this guy, we threw everything into the market in just 2 days. The economy's been so tough these past few years, and now all the money we've saved is gone. We waited 10 years for a bull market, and just because we trusted this guy, now we have nothing left, and there's nowhere to seek justice. A financial blogger named Sun commented in his video that the transformation from a bull to a bear market in China isn't over yet. The story is still unfolding. Whether the market goes up or down, retail investors will ultimately lose because stock market is heavily controlled by the government. In the end, the government always wins. The only difference is whether they take everything quickly or slowly over time. In the end, China's stock market will always leave investors with nothing. Another financial blogger, Lao Man, warned that thinking the government will save the stock market with financial rescue funds is just a pipe dream. The Chinese Ministry of Finance has never and will never operate like that. In the history of communist China, the government has never handed out money to ordinary people. It's simply not feasible. Chinese investment advisors also revealed that China's stock market is full of risks, with many companies losing money or delisting. IPOs have become part of an industry chain where major shareholders cash out, profiting from retail investors' hard-earned savings. Lao Man believes that the slogans tossed around at various meetings are all meant to deceive the public. The brief market rallies are just moments where the big players, the elites, rush to escape. The foolish public refuses to flee and continues dreaming of getting rich. But when they finally wake up and try to run, the elites' money will already be long gone. The retail investors will inevitably step on each other in a panic, with thousands of stocks heading the limit down every day. When this farce ends, the Shanghai Composite index will likely fall below 1,000 points.